What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Whoa, it's all dark. That's right, everyone. I'm going to show you guys my take on a Mario Kart roster. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe pretty much fixed the major issue of having a roster. While isn't the worst thing ever, pretty disappointing when you compare it to rosters like Mario Kart Wii. But I decided to make my own take of a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a future, well, not specifically Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but something for, like, the future of Mario Kart, honestly. And I know people are not going to like this roster, because I included some characters that some people think it wouldn't make any sense, and some I left out. So, if I didn't include a certain character, or if a certain character you don't like is here, sorry, it's just my opinion on this roster. I technically don't want to post this on Twitter. I feel like YouTube is a little more tolerable to work with. Even then, that's probably not it. So I decided to just make my own take of this, because it feels like arguing over, oh, why'd you add this? Or why did you add this? Or why did you add this? No, I'm not dealing with that shit. Just deal with my opinion. Anyway, let's go ahead and show you guys roster. I'm gonna go row by row. Let's just move the first row first. First off, we have is this is a set of, now warning, this is not organized very well considering I missed a few characters, so be aware of that. But I did basically add in the usual main cast characters like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi. I also added Birdo on this row. I feel like Yoshi being next to Birdo makes more sense than being separate, considering they used to be partners. And I added Rosalina and Pauline, considering the two more popular females. I think them being on the top makes a lot of sense. So first row is pretty standard with your basic characters that should be main cast, specifically Birdo and Pauline. So yeah. Now let's go to the second row. We have some interesting characters right here. So I put Toad, Toadette, and I brought back Toadsworth. I think it's time Nintendo brings back this character again, because like they haven't been using him other than just references. I feel like they really should use him again. So Toadsworth, please come back. Also, I added Captain Toad to this because I feel like Captain Toad as a character, I personally like viewing him as separate, honestly, and I think him being separate would be pretty cool. I don't think he would waste up a slot much, honestly, and I think I can see him coming back. And we also have Nabbit, considering how popular he is. I think I can see, I'm surprised Nabbit hasn't been in Mario Kart 8 specifically, honestly, so yeah. And I also had Professor Egad, considering he was scrapped from DS. I'm surprised he has not appeared in the Mario spin-off game yet. And Wario Waluigi, because duh. Alright, so now let's move on to the next row, and the controversial row right here, the babies and clones. Now, the babies, I feel like I decided to keep all 5 of them. I probably would add Baby DK or Baby Wario over Baby Rosalina and Baby Daisy. But I don't think Nintendo is really going to remove those. I think they should bring back Baby DK and Baby Wario, however, maybe someday. But I don't know, it's too much space. I didn't want too many babies here, honestly. And in before Baby Pauline and Baby Waluigi. Please don't let that happen. And I also added Peachette, because I know I don't care for Peachette, but I have to keep the clones. And also I kept Metal Mario and Pink Gold Peach, because I know Metal Mario I can understand his inclusion, but Pink Gold Peach, I'm not too big on. I don't want to piss off a friend I have on Twitter. So, yeah, she's staying. And I kind of didn't really want to remove anybody, because I'm not sure if Nintendo will realistically do that. Again, this is more of a mix of a wish I want to see, but also a realistic outcome. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to, I think, my favorite row coming up. Yes, the Donkey Kong cast. I decided to include Donkey Kong himself, and then I included Diddy Kong. He should always be there with DK. And then Dixie Kong, the other more popular Kong. And I also had Cranky Kong, considering he is a popular Kong. I'm surprised he hasn't been in the Mario spin-off game. He also played a decent role in the Mario movie, so like, I think I would love to see Cranky, honestly. And Funky Kong, of course, he's a Chad. And I also added Donkey Kong Jr. And I don't know if they will give him a sprite or anything like that, but I feel like Donkey Kong Jr. should make a comeback, honestly. I think it'd be pretty cool to see him again. And I also added a Critter. I know it wouldn't be that exciting. I mean, he's like the Goomba of the Donkey Kong series. But I don't know. Come on. It would be pretty funny. And of course, I gotta save King K. Rool for the very back. He's like my most wanted character to appear in a Mario Kart game, honestly. So, yeah. Please add King K. Rool one day. Alright, next row, the Bowser baddies and stuff. I decided to have Bowser himself, and then a Goomba. I'm surprised a Goomba hasn't been in Mario Kart, and if you want to complain about him not having any arms, that's an invalid argument. He was in Mario Baseball. And we also have Koopa Troopa and Paratroopa. I know there's some that want Paratroopa back. Personally, I don't care for him, but I can see why people want him back. So I decided to include him as a separate character, not as a alt for Koopa, considering they're different characters. So yeah. And I included Dry Bones, the GOAT, my favorite Mario enemy. Shy Guy, another GOAT Mario enemy. King Bob-omb, a popular Mario boss fight that I feel like that should be there. And King Boo, considering... And I also added Luigi's Mansion King Boo, not the fake King Boo that we keep seeing in mainline Mario games. So, yeah, that King Boo specifically. Alright, next up we have this row specifically. I have Bowser Jr. in this row, and with the Koopalings. I didn't want to remove the Koopalings or put them as alts. And I know people aren't big on the Koopalings, and I can see why, but I don't think they really deserve to get out of here or anything like that. They are also different in different ways, even if they have similar boss fights and stuff. Like, I feel like the Koopalings should just be there, honestly. Like, they could be there as long as you're not taking up, like, fan favorite slots, like with Diddy Kong and Birdo, like what happened in the original Mario Kart 8, so, yeah. Anyway, next row, I feel like this is more of a mix-up row right here, but I included more Mario baddies because, like, there are so many Mario baddies I could add. I don't know how many I would fit, so I decided to put the best I can. PD Piranha is a popular boss fight. Monty Mole, I'd say a decent enough popular Mario enemy, of course. Chargin' Chuck came back in 3D World, technically from Super Mario World, so wanted to put some world representation in there. I decided to add Kamek, a character cut in Mario Kart 64, finally getting Mario Kart 8, so yeah, Kamek should definitely stay. Wiggler, because I love Wiggler. Hammer Bro, he's one of the more popular Mario enemies. Lackitude, and Dry Bowser. Almost said Dry Bones again. This is probably going to be a really short video. I am also just trying to breeze through these rosters and stuff, so yeah. Alright, let's keep going. Here comes the more interest. I don't know what to call this row specifically, but I also have okay, here comes the wildest predictions right here. Geno and Mallow. I know people are asking me why these two characters specifically. Because, like, the Mario RPG remake. And I feel like they fit better in Mario Kart. Hot take. I think them being in Mario Kart would be better than them being in Smash, honestly. Like, Geno's a requested character in Smash, but I think Mario Kart would just be so much cooler. Like, people will remember, like, considering most of the Mario cast, minus different stats, obviously, play pretty similar, I think that would be more interesting than just, you know, him being in Smash, being forgotten, and being hated by the community because he's a spammer. So, yeah, I just think that him being in Mario Kart and Mallow would be cooler. I also added a Luma. I'm so shocked the Luma, because, you know, it's not with Rosalie anymore like with Mario Kart Wii. I think adding Luma would be pretty funny, honestly. I also added Poochie because he was in Mario Kart Tour. I think any more representation like that would be pretty cool. I also brought back Honey Queen. I know Honey Queen's not the most beloved character out there, but I don't know. I didn't really mind her inclusion in Mario Kart 7, minus obvious mainstays like Diddy Kong, Waluigi not being there. And I also added Ninja from Mario 2. I mean, he was in Mario Golf Super Rush, remember that game? So I decided to just add him in there, so yeah. And I also added two characters I'm not really a fan of, but I can see Nintendo bringing them back anyway. Boom Boom and Pom Pom. Bosses in, like, 3D World and 3D Land, so I decided to just be like, okay, sure, I'll add them. And now the next row, don't worry, I didn't remove your alts. Tanuki Mario is still staying, do not worry. And of course I have Cat Peach, considering that, you know, I decided to keep them, considering they have different stats. I didn't want to make them alts, so yeah. I also added Luigi from Luigi's Mansion. If any character would have to get an alt again, I think Luigi is a fine enough one, in my opinion. I think Luigi will fit that, even though if they are separate, so it will make a little more sense. I also added Cappy from Mario Odyssey. I think it's time he finally gets in a game that isn't stuck in Odyssey, so please, actually. I also added Spike. I know he's not the most interesting Mario enemy, and he's also memed, kind of, so, I don't know, just add Spike in there. And the last three, I decided to make a little surprising ones, like WarioWare characters. Mona, Jimmy, and Ashley are my top 3 picks for WarioWare characters, honestly. I know, probably not the most likeliest picks, in my opinion, but, man, Wario has such a more interesting cast of characters, I'm surprised Nintendo has barely utilized them, honestly. And last but not least, the Nintendo row, mostly. We have Kirby. I decided to add Kirby because I like Kirby, and maybe I would prefer Air Ride sequel Kirby getting his own racing game first, but I think Kirby is a guest character, one of the few I wouldn't mind, honestly. Rob is coming back, because we need Rob, honestly. Like, he's a character a lot of people really want. So yeah, Fox is here. Man, if Star Fox ain't coming back, you might as well just bring him in Mario Kart. Come on, just do it. Villager's still saying, and I also had Captain Falcon, considering the 2 F-Zero stages, but no actual Captain Falcon, so why not, honestly? Link and Inkling are still saying, and of course the Mii's are saying. So this is my final Mario Kart roster. I know not many people are going to agree with this, and I probably made it more of a mess, if anything, but I'm pretty happy with this, honestly. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. What do you think of my Mario Kart roster? Let me know in the comments below. Later, folks.